Hey everybody, welcome back to Fireside Kit Chat. It's me, Kit, Kyle, all those words, and our good friend, well, Borgok, the Steelheart. And while I want to say that she's a good friend, she's just kind of there, I, I don't think anything's gonna hit quite like Eric the Slayer, Please pour one out for Eric the Slayer right now. If you are unaware, Eric the Slayer is the best companion that you can have in Skyrim. The best. And I will mourn him for the rest of my days. And hopefully, maybe one day, I'll meet a companion that doesn't make me think about Eric the Slayer and how much I miss him. That aside, I hope you had a great, happy New Year's. I hope that you're able to make time to renew once yourself, return to old hobbies that you may have forgotten, maybe even friendships and family. And even too, I want to hold room for the dark side of things, the difficulties of navigating family or lack of connection. All those things they're on my radar and definitely in my wheelhouse to consider. So I wish you the best in those endeavors. But before we continue talking, please enjoy the sound of waterfalls. Hi. Where'd you go? I can't. Oh, there you are. Hey. Oh, what? No. No. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Wow, lucky us. Looks like we found ourselves a nice campfire, one that is perfectly on brand for what we are out here doing. But one more murder. I am very careful, actually. So careful that, yeah, we're just gonna enjoy this now. Damn. But yes, welcome back to Fireside Kit Chat. It has been a really nice break from everything. Last episode took place in, well, actually no. We're just going to say that it's been a decent amount of time. If you want to go backwards in time to see the actual date of the last episode of Kitside Fire Chat, you're free to do that. That's on you, boo. But let's live this timeless experience. It's been a bit. Let's just say that. As far as games I've been playing or what I've been up to, actually, this brings me to a pretty good topic for today's episode, or at least something to explore. Second tries, or even third tries. Basically, what I'm referring to are game experiences that you've had that infamously pissed you off in some shape or form, or it was just not what you expected from your experience. Whether you're a longtime fan of a series and played a new one and were disappointed, or you tried something new that everyone was talking about and couldn't feel the hype. It's not necessarily about that particular thing. It's the bravery and courage to return to that game experience and say, you know what, maybe I was wrong. Or ask yourself, maybe my opinions have shifted. To line up with that question and thought and feeling, I've been playing Paper Mario Sticker Star, which is infamously my least favorite Paper Mario game I've ever played. I'm missing about 2 or 3 other entries, so there's certainly room for other disappointments. But in a series where there have been literally no disappointments, even when things change drastically from Paper Mario 1 and Thousand Year Door to Super Paper Mario, which was more of a platformer adventure with light RPG elements, Sticker Star remains to be an RPG for sure, but my primary issues with it come down to how the puzzles play themselves out. They can be really frustrating if you aren't aware. But this would be my third time playing through the game. I played it the second time feeling a little bit better, and now on my third run through, I am noticing the call for previous rage quitting or frustrations or needing to use a guide, which I infamously refuse to do. I like to just figure it out on my own for as long as possible. And usually, based off of whatever language the game developer is using or teaching you throughout the game, the tools are usually there. There are usually tools right in plain sight that we can use or that were taught to us that allow us to read the game's language and then move from that to the solution. With Paper Mario Sticker Star, there's a lot of hiccups, but I would say if you actually focus to what's being taught to you early on in Paper Mario Sticker Star specifically, they invite you and encourage you to collect as many stickers as possible and to also really read your environment in order to find every single secret that there is. The first opening of the game has you, before you can move on to the world map itself, you have to discover all these hidden toads that are throughout the town. Whether they're hiding under a mat because they were squished by Bowser into like a small little paper form, whether they're a stack of toads piled in a cabinet neatly by Bowser. There's all these different scenarios that force you to, you know, really stretch your curiosity. So this game leads highly with curiosity, and if you at any point are not operating at 150% curiosity, you will get stuck. And that, it's tough because that can be a negative, but it can also be a positive depending on your perspective and your expectations going into it. So with Paper Mario Sticker Star specifically, I was going into it with a lot of my previous Paper Mario experience, expecting it to be a traditional RPG, not thinking that I won't be able to attack if I don't have stickers, but that is pretty much the case. Jumping and using a hammer in Paper Mario normally doesn't cost you anything. It's a free thing. No flower points, no nothing. But if you are operating with that headspace, you'll find yourself in a scenario with Sticker Star where you'll suddenly have no stickers, thinking that you can attack, and guess what? You won't be able to attack. Not a damn thing will be attacked in any shape or form. So that's certainly, I have a very strong memory of reaching a boss battle, having no stickers left, and being absolutely frustrated because I was like, I could win, but I can't. But what I will say from a positive note that has been there from the beginning, at least with my Sticker Star experience, is the fact that the music's phenomenal. The writing, as usual, is also really funny, tongue-in-cheek. The humor in Paper Mario doesn't really ever falter or dissipate. So those are really big highlight spots. And one thing I really do like about Sticker Star and how they arranged it is that they leaned more into Super Mario World and Super Mario Brothers in the sense that worlds are separated by like World 1, World 1-2, World 1-3, and ongoing. With some areas that are hub worlds that you can just go to that change as the story develops. I really do like that. I like when a side game of a Mario game, a Mario series, borrows from other series that are more popular and makes some sort of fused amalgamation that you don't expect at all. That I will always appreciate, at least on some level or to some degree. Without question. Beyond Paper Mario, though, and shining light on games that really disappointed me and made me angry, let me think. Well, first off, I want you, feel free to share any games that have like really frustrated you that you've given a second chance, and you're also welcome to talk about any things. I mean, this can extend to beyond video games. There can be movies or books that like really pissed you off. It's not like we have to only talk about video games here, but it is definitely a video game focused experience during our Fireside Kit chats, which then, of course, bleed into my philosophies, your philosophies, whatever else, and us maybe discovering a cave while we're playing. We'll see. As long as they don't fight me. Who's here? Just the wilderness? Good. That's exactly what I want. But yes, we are in a season, the winter season. I see someone walking. We're just gonna creep up on them, see if they do anything interesting. They may or may not be guarding the cave. Normally an NPC would probably just keep walking for... Oh! No! Yep. Okay. Yep. Sorry, buddy. You don't gotta be like this. They really don't. Uttering Hills Cave? Okay. Take a nap. Take that too. I won't leave you naked. No, I won't do that, but... Yes. Okay, well, there's a cave here. One lone bandit.
I'm warning you. Back off.
Back off from where? I don't even see you. Are you in the bed? Or are you behind me?
I'm warning you. Back off.
Well, anyways, I can't see you, so I'm gonna light your fire.
I'm your lost friend. Come on, come on.
Who is this? Okay. Well, that's perfectly okay. It's just so funny. I'm trying to recall games. I'm sure there's going to be a game at some point that comes to mind that like really made me mad. And we'll get to it. But I do find it amusing how selective our memory is. Our memory is extensive. It extends from our beginning of life to the end. Yet certain memories will get locked away over time due to, well, lack of use. How often do you work on your memory retention and sit down and just think, okay, I'm going to go through all of this specific year from beginning to end in a linear fashion? No, it's rarely like that. Majority of our memories are linked to different, let's call them splash page moments, like what you'd see in a comic book, like a full page kind of event. That's where you draw your focus to. And then from there, branches network from those key moments. But it's an interesting thing because we can't possibly, well, maybe we can, but we can't possibly retain and think about every single thing that's happened to us at all times. We would probably break down, probably suffer in some major form. But in relation to those types of things, or at least in relation to those games, once again, feel free to share. I'm going to move on from that topic until something comes up again, and instead move towards other things that I've been playing throughout the holidays. I've returned to Overwatch, happily, and well, also to my surprise. It fits like a glove, really. And actually, this does line up to how I'm experiencing Sticker Star 2. So, when it comes to Overwatch, I don't think I've ever actually talked about it on Fireside Kit Chat, but I will reveal my feelings with it. I've been playing it for a very long time. I love Zenyatta. I'm primarily a healer / tank, but lately I just like being on heals. And lately, even more so as a Mercy. But it wasn't always the case. Before I made the great letting go of Overwatch 2, where I moved on to Marvel Rivals, which felt like it was doing things at a rate that I preferred as far as storytelling and expanding the world. Overwatch 2 and Overwatch in general, we've had word of there being a story mode, we've had word of there being a movie, but like Blizzard does, they just kind of loafed and continue putting stuff out, but not really any forward momentum on this game that's been out forever. Like, how do we have... I will not fully transition into my frustrations, but if you're a fan of the game and you know, then you know. You know how it is. My time in Marvel Rivals took me to Rocket Raccoon, who's great. Not who I expected to be a healer in Marvel Rivals, but it certainly works, and I quite enjoy playing as Rocket Raccoon. So I was certainly surprised when I came back to Overwatch 2 and gravitated towards Mercy and realized, you know what, like, Mercy is the equivalent of Rocket Raccoon in the sense that they both have abilities that cause them to resurrect a player. Mercy resurrects, and Rocket Raccoon has a device that, if protected, and hey, Goaty, hi, I will not hurt you today. Goodbye. So cute. Yeah, they both have power-ups that allow them to revive enemies, and on top of that too, when it comes to their healing streams of energy, it's very consistent and reliable, versus Zenyatta having to have his Orb of Harmony on one person, or versus Lucio, who's also reliable too. It's an area of effect kind of healing. You have to just be near the person, which is more reliable, but not as reliable as I find Mercy. What I'm trying to allude to or grab to is that it's very important to have time away from the things that we don't enjoy or experience. Gain experience elsewhere, grow as a person, and then come back and find out that our new perspectives surprisingly fit nicely. And sometimes they won't. Maybe it'll just reaffirm the things that you didn't like. But I highly encourage this, not just with things that you don't like and enjoy and want to try again, but even with dreams or aspirations that you're moving towards at a fast rate, it's okay to pause. It's okay to take a break and think, you know what? Maybe I can gain something from doing nothing. Maybe I can gain something from having a blank canvas where instead of there being all these rules and these goals and these things that I'm trying to meet, instead there's freedom and there's patience and there's a letting go occurring. Because when you let go and create open space, suddenly that future you that is waiting to emerge and be heard has a place to speak, an opportunity to exist. Circling back to Sticker Star, I'm playing Sticker Star now with not just the one playthrough of Paper Mario, the one playthrough of Thousand Year Door, and the one playthrough of Super Paper Mario. I now have stacked on top of it the experience four run-throughs of Paper Mario 1 with various experimentation, where eventually I leaned on the badge system being the thing I upgrade the most, instead of focusing on health or flower points. And I have the experience of playing through halfway of Thousand Year Door, which I will be continuing on the Twitch streams very soon. Not today, but very soon. What is today? There's no time, remember? Don't acknowledge the time. So with those gameplay experiences under my belt, I am definitely now a fine-tuned expert Paper Mario player who will utilize the abilities that you have now in order to get the most out of the game. So with Paper Mario Sticker Star, what I'm noticing is if you're able to destroy the enemy in one go, in one turn, you get a coin bonus. And the currency in this game is deeply important if you want to have attacks, because you have to buy stickers or find them elsewhere when you collect them. So, very key stuff. One shout. Give it to him. So yeah, having a lot of money then plays into the enjoyment of the game, or making sure that you're fully stocked on your weapons, or your stickers, as we'll call them, because those are the weapons of the game. On top of that too, if you know what ways to take down the enemy, if you take in what you learned from the earlier Paper Mario games, looking towards Goombella and Goombario, to be honest, they have an ability called Tattle that lets you know more about the enemy. Study your enemy, focus on their weaknesses, beat the match fast, then we'll see how things go. I'm only in the first world still, but I'm going to see how my attitude shifts throughout the game and see if I have changed enough to enjoy the game for what it is, and while still acknowledging the things I dislike about it, but maybe softening my dislike so it's not full-blown hate. Because I remember coming to the end of that game so vividly and just being just like, just end this. But what there is to appreciate, that game came out at a time when that was the first portable Paper Mario game ever. And with that in mind, it looks gorgeous. The music is phenomenal. And if you choose to have the 3D on, often I don't, to save on battery and also on my eyes, it's beautiful. You have cutout experiences, all these little paper jokes. It's a really good time. As for this episode, I think we're going to take us to 22 minutes today. We somehow and effortlessly, to be honest, made it to the 19-minute mark without really thinking about it too deeply. Like, I saw different points on the map as we were exploring where I wanted to settle and sit. That campfire earlier. We had a couple fights with the mud crabs and the bandits. If it was extremely loud for your ears, my bad. But feel free to tell me all about any sound issues as they occur, if they occur, and I'll update. But most of all, I just want to say thank you for watching the Fireside Kit Chats in general. And if this is your first time watching it, hello, welcome in. I hope you enjoyed a cozy experience where we get to spend time, shoot the shit, talk about whatever's currently going on in either gaming news or in gaming life. Since we still have a little bit of time, I do want to touch on some other things. Clair Obscur, I have not started playing it. It was on sale. I have not returned to that yet because I am following my rule of wanting to beat something else, or at least beat... Oh god, what is that noise? No. Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, I thought it was a giant, which is scarier. We'll solve this. Leave her alone. Hey. Oh my, actually, you know what? I'm gonna have to actually do something. Yeah, hold up, guys. Alrighty. Oh my goodness, she was... You're fine. You're good. I wasn't gonna kill you. Well, fitting that we use the clips, which is my... I assume it's a axe? Yeah, it's a two-handed axe or something. With flame powers added to it, naturally. Not on purpose for Fireside Kit Chat, but definitely on theme. Definitely on theme. But yeah, I'm trying to stay true to not buying games ridiculously, but also not feeling shame if I really want to. There are a lot of games, good games on deals. Good games on deals? Deals on games? Yeah, let's say that. I actually live near a video game spot that takes in different games. In fact, that's where I picked up Thousand Year Door, and that's where I ended up picking up my new 3DS since it broke. My old one broke recently when I moved. They had Final Fantasy 15, one of the new ones, which I recently picked up for a little bit more, like the deluxe version on the online store. It's there for $40. And if there's anything that's like deeply important to me right now, it's returning to expanding my physical library. Is it convenient to have everything digital? Yes. Is it convenient to have things that we're paying for on streaming? Of course it is. But the issue is, and part of this is why I haven't picked up a Switch 2, among other reasons, is the fact that we don't own the things that we're buying. What do you mean I'm only renting a Switch 2 that can then be turned off or shut off remotely at any point in time? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is my recent memory of what some of the issues people have with the Switch 2. But when it comes to streaming services, I want to use my Blu-ray collection. I'd rather lean into it, in all honesty. It creates a far more unique experience for you to put that disc in and to go through all the manual labor sections of things. Is convenience great? Yes. Should convenience be ignored stubbornly because we're trying to have some sort of, I don't know, simplified version of life? I don't think so. There should be some sort of balance going on as we adapt to our ongoing relationship with technology, the speed at which we live and process information, and our needs, which are becoming more and more in the realm of it needing to be instant gratification. But there are slow forms of living that we should do, and that's definitely part of why these Fireside Kit Chats exist in the first place. So on that note, I think we'll conclude here. To sum things up, we covered a lot of Paper Mario. In fact, I don't know what I'm going to call this stream necessarily. I think we're going to center on the idea of returning the things you hate, returning the things that disappointed you, or asking the question, does disappointment remain that way forever? You know what? Like I said, this has no script, so maybe I'll think about it and actually write a title that I really believe in. But if it's one of the things I said, nice. If it's not, nice. This has been a lovely Fireside Kit Chat. Like usual, I'm probably going to go stream after this, but also like usual, you don't know what day it is. Don't look at the date this uploaded, all right? Because that's not true. Maybe I didn't record it that day. Either way, love you lots. Hope that you're able to channel your dreams and channel some sort of calm in this chaotic world as I try to do that here. And yeah, take care, everybody. Enjoy the post stream where I do something dumb, probably for a minute or two. Like shout again? Yeah, that's accurate. Whoops.